In this video, we're going to be looking at dead bugs and variations. So one of the reasons I like to use dead bugs either as a core exercise or as an activation exercise is because they're really great at activating all parts of your core, especially this contralateral movement from one hip to the opposite, lower rib area. It's also really good if you're a power lifter to help practice bracing, and there's a couple ways you can do it depending on your current capabilities and the strength and endurance of your core muscles. So what you're going to do to set up, and this is the basic variation of the dead bug, you're going to lay down as if you're going to do a bridge and put your feet up at 90 degrees and arms straight overhead. And all you're going to do is you're going to breathe in as you lower one arm and the opposite leg, pushing the low back into the floor. So what you don't want to do is let that low back arch as you lower. You want to keep it glued to the floor, and what this does is it keeps your core engaged. So you'll do one side, opposite arm and leg, and then the other side. Breathing in as you lower and out as you come up. And this is really great if you need to work on bracing for powerlifting, really using that core to fill up the space in your belt when you're squatting or deadlifting. And so as you're coming up, make sure you're thinking about squeezing that arm and leg back together. This is going to give you better engagement. It's a lot easier if you just go through the motions and do it quickly, but if you slow it down and really focus on that core engagement, you'll get a lot more out of it. So that's the basic dead bug. However, not everyone has the core strength initially to do this. So one variation you can do is starting with your arms and your feet on the floor and just bring them up and down. And again, we're keeping that low back glued to the floor and focusing on squeezing our arm and leg together to get that core engagement. And now for some people, even this might be a little much. So what makes it difficult is keeping that low back on the ground. And that's a motion that some people have a lot of difficulty with. So to warm up to doing a dead bug, you can actually just do a pelvic tilt. So what that looks like is you'll start in your bridge position and you'll just rotate your pelvis back so that that low back meets the floor, and then release. Push your low back into the floor and release. Low back into the floor and release. So if this works for you and you can feel your core engaging and you can reach that level of exhaustion just by doing this, that's great. And if you get to the point where you can do 20 or 30 of these, try graduating to this regression. And when these become easy, you can go to the full version. So that was dead bugs and 2 variations.